Run through the tape. In life, never give up. Run through the tape.
Tonight, two elite guards meet up. Both captains capable of setting up giant plays on any given possession. This Clippers-Bulls matchup marks the first time CP3 and D Rose have faced each other in almost 4 years, each leading an arsenal of talent intent on fulfilling high expectations. For Knicks fans this season, their expectations have resulted in a different storyline, when an explosive young rookie managed to turn draft night boos into game night cheers.
I guess you could qualify it as an official man crush. It's official.
Tonight, they'll be challenged by the passionate play of the Kings, where DeMarcus Cousins has found a powerful union with their new arrival.
No! You don't like that! You don't like NBA basketball!
Clippers-Bulls, Knicks-Kings, next.
Chicago is the third stop on a 5-game trip for the Clips. They posted a 14-point win in Milwaukee last night, with DeAndre Jordan posterizing Greg Monroe in the process. And later tonight, the Knicks and Kings, and that means you'll see the rookie who's got everybody's attention, Kristaps Porzingis. So we got CP3 in the opener, KP6 in the nightcap. Here we go. All right, Clippers and Bulls coming right up here on TNT, called by Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, and David Aldridge. Here in Atlanta, TNT NBA tip-off presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Shaq's here, Kenny's here. And with Chuck working the Sacramento game, Isaiah Thomas, the Hall of Famer, joining us here inside Studio J. Awesome to see you. Chuck's presence will be felt here, however.
Why?
You know that elf on a shelf thing?
Yes,
Seen that?
I have one.
Do you really?
We have two of them.
So they're supposed to be reporting to Santa if the kids are good,
question.
right? So you put them all over the place?
Different places all day.
We got Chuck on a shelf. There he is, right there in the front of the set.
Oh, he's reporting to Santa.
Looks a little portly.
Good word.
Porky or portly?
Portly.
Both.
They're interchangeable. Okay, Clippers and Bulls. Let's talk about what we've seen from the Clippers first 13 games and then here in the last 9, 6-7 and now 7-2, holding opponents to 7 fewer points per game. What is your assessment, Isaiah, when you look at that team? What's the ceiling? I mean, what are your concerns about the Clips?
My concern is the window closed. You know, a couple of years ago, there was a window opportunity for them to win the championship, and they were of championship caliber. Then Golden State caught them, passed them. San Antonio was always there. What can they become? Right now, they're kind of always going to be the third or the fourth best team in the West right now, and they got to find a way to get better. I think they have a defensive identity. They're trying to establish an offensive identity. But, you know, it depends on how far Blake and Chris can carry them. And right now, they don't seem to have the superstars or the stars to get by.
I agree with Isaiah. You know, if you look at the difference between the Clippers, the Spurs, and Golden State, it's execution. San Antonio Spurs have always executed. They won championship. Golden State execute. Clippers, in my opinion, they try to survive too much on the hero plays. Hero plays are fine during the regular season, but we all know in the postseason the game is going to slow down. And, you know, you can't be dribbling between your legs and hope. You got to make crisp pass. You got to make the right play. You got to get timely defensive stops. And every time they get to the postseason, hasn't been done. So I agree with Isaiah. Has their window closed?
Well, when I look at them, I go, who are they? Because when I watch Golden State, when I tune in, I say, oh, I know what I'm going to see. Up and down basketball, spread the floor, three-point shooting. I turn around, let me go watch the San Antonio Spurs. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get execution. I'm going to get defensive prowess between the front court and the versatility with Kawhi Leonard. Oh, you know what? If I even watch the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm going to go, oh, this is the most versatile team in basketball. They got their fours that can shoot from three. They got LeBron James who can play a point forward. You got Kyrie Irving coming. I turn the Clippers on, and I go, I don't know what I'm going to see today. I might see something different every single night. And until you establish an identity, you can't win a championship.
Yeah,
Detroit Pistons, defense.
Right.
Lakers, inside out. You're going to have to establish an identity to win a championship.
It's interesting because Chicago's going through that same thing right now. Even Joakim Noah, they said, what is Chicago Bulls basketball right now? He says, we're still trying to figure that out exactly. Lately, it's been trouble in the fourth quarter. You see the point differential in the 3-game losing streak. They haven't lost 4 in a row since December of 2013. And Jimmy Butler's been talking about, hey, look, I don't think we're tough every night. We're getting out-toughed sometimes. If you want to use the S word, soft, he even used that in that description. So what have we got with the Chicago Bulls, who are number 8 right now? But keep in mind, in the Eastern Conference, the top 8 teams are separated by 2 games right now. But here's a kid, Butler, who had a career-high 36. He's like, he says, I don't care about that. I just want to win games.
You know, a lot of teams don't understand. Excuse me. They don't understand. In order to win championships, you have to do both. What I mean by both, I agree with Kenny, establish your identity. When Coach Tibbs was there, we knew what the Bulls' identity was, defense. So now that you got that, I know Tibbs left, you should keep that. With the new coach, Hoiberg, their identity, they want to do offense. You have to do both. So, you know, right now, seems to me they forgot about the defense. Let's focus on offense. And then I think it's a little struggle where it really shouldn't be a struggle. And, you know, I had this struggle once when I played. Whose team is it? Yeah. You know, so, you know.
Whose team is it?
People don't talk about it. I mean, I think it's Butler's team, but, you know, maybe, you know, Derek hasn't gotten the message yet.
When they have to ask the question, whose team is it, that means it's nobody's team. I mean, when you looked at the Lakers, it was Shaq's team. Even though Kobe was on the team, it was still Shaq.
When we looked at the bad boys, it was your team.
Yeah, exactly. And when you talked about Boston, the Celtics, it was Larry Bird. There's a void in leadership in Chicago, not necessarily talent. When Tibbs walked out of the door, you lost a great coach, but you also lost a great leader. And right now, what Chicago is looking for is who's the leader of the team? Who's the leader of the pack? When they walk out on the floor, you knew Tibbs not only was the coach, but he also was the leader of the team. And right now, there's a big void in leadership in Chicago.
And kind of the heart and soul and the motor on those teams was Joakim Noah, who now is coming off the bench and getting about 22 minutes a night.
And this is why they don't know who they are. Because Joakim Noah made his staple by being a defensive player. Derrick Rose won the MVP on a team that was defensively oriented, and he made who he was on that team. Jimmy Butler got a huge contract basically off of the style of play that he was. So now when you change it, you change who the best 3 players on the team, you change their identity. So all of a sudden they're lost because they're going to say, I was this, and I was really great at it, and now I'm that no longer. That's why there's a lack of leadership. Because no one wants to take leadership in something that didn't make them good.
The Clippers and the Bulls, that's game 1 of our double dip, and the man you see right there, or a facsimile thereof, will be working game 2 with Marv Albert and Chris Webber.
He wishes he looked that good.
Welcome back inside Studio J. Perfect match presented by Auto Trader. Want to know who you think is going to win, the Clippers or the Bulls? While we look at the fan poll, who you got, Bulls or Clips?
I'm going with my hacker brother, DeAndre Jordan.
I'm going with the Clippers too.
I'm going with the Bulls. The Bulls.
Zeke,
I'm going with the hometown boy, Doc Rivers, winning. Clippers win.
The Bulls.